Okay, hello everyone. So today I'm joined with the incredible artist Stefan Kuhn. I'm staying in his Airbnb here in Costa Rica, Nosara. And Stefan is a painter and he's allowed me to do this tour. We're going to go through his house where his home is his art gallery. And we're going to look at some paintings and learn more about him and his creative process. I think this is going to be a very interesting interview. I've been actually thinking about doing something like this. I'm very grateful he's offered to allow to do this. So before we start the tour, I'd like to have a few minutes with the genius painter himself.
Not too much.
And,
Slow down.
Yeah. I ask a few questions about really what's your background and what got you into painting, and yeah, just a little bit about you.
Okay, it's a pleasure. After just maybe coming into your life a couple of weeks ago, we met as Phil said here, and myself, I'm an older guy living already almost 40 years in Costa Rica. Sometimes if I ask this question, I say I had the early quarter life crisis, when I was in Switzerland. Certain things happened, girlfriend, job, things like this. My mother died very early. So I decided I really need some fresh air, and I'm not really going. I have a background as an economist from Switzerland, so being into marketing and business, assistant of marketing director internationally. I was very young into this life and traveling Paris, London, things like this. But I felt it's not exactly what I'm looking for. So I think I was 27 when I sold whatever I had, car, even throw my clothing to the flea market, stuff like that. And I had just a backpack and a pair of jeans, and I said, let's go. And I was comfortably, for that time, also a little bit, had my savings. So I said, well, maybe 1 or 2 years, I just want to see how the world looks like. So that was a long time ago, and it was leading me maybe into around 40 countries. Especially, I stayed 1 year in the South Pacific Islands, from all a bit off the beaten track, like Samoa, Tonga. I was 4 months in the Marquesas Islands, on the, let's say, following a bit Guga, and even was on his site where he was buried.
Guga, so you were
Paul Guga.
So you're following artists throughout this?
Not necessarily, but being there with a French artist, which I stayed with him 4 months. I just said, hey, yeah, that is where Paul Gauguin lived. Yes, he was buried there up the hill. Asking people, do you know where is the burial site of Paul Gauguin? Paul who? No one knew Paul Gauguin, and then they said, well, that is where Jacques Brel, the French singer, was buried, and Jacques Brel wanted to be just opposite of Paul Gauguin, So, but anyway, that was a long time ago, and I don't know whether it answers your question.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So beautiful. So you've done a fair bit of traveling and following the artistic expression, and as you shared, you started off. You had a different. Some people say like that was your past life, your background economics, and then you became more drawn to art. And I think it's really interesting. This story is really interesting because it seems like the more I hear of different creators, they seem to have like some kind of past experience where they are doing some job that they find unfulfilling, and then they transition to something where they say, no, I shall be an artist, and I'm going to pursue this more with my whole heart. So yeah.
Yeah, I think there's not a straight line from point A to point B. Sometimes there might be a moment where you just want to have a meaningful life. And it's like, what am I doing here? Is it really doing a 9 to 5, repeating, being in a certain comfort zone and going, collecting stuff you purchase and doing the rat race that mainstream society does. So,
exactly.
so you want to really touch base and be your own person. So it is a search, you know? And some people have the courage just to go for it, and certain people need guidance and stability, and they stay home, hanging on the balconies and going to vacation. One of my sayings was all the time, I love to have a life I do not need vacation from. So here I am, and I have really not so big intention to take somewhere the brochure and say where will I go for vacation, you know? Oh, maybe Rimini, or maybe the Canary Islands, or you know, the Maldives. And, oh, that is fun, you know.
Yeah. And then you go for 1 week, and then you have to leave your hotel after 1 week, and you come back to your life, and you're like, oh, again another day, and then people become, you know.
Then you have of course then this potential that you have 100,000 photos you can share and edit and show everybody, publish the photos, and so until next vacation, you know, you do.
Yeah.
I don't want. We live in a certain maybe privileged situation, but it's also you all the time need a little bit of discipline, and also you know you need to know what you want, you know, or at least to find out, you know, what is possible.
Yeah, it's definitely a journey. There's more steps that become open as we go through the process. But for me, you know, part of the reason I'm very like drawn to being here in Costa Rica is just this energy. I feel like it's nourishing my creativity and making me reconnect to that. And you know, I just love being, as you said, like I don't want to be in somewhere where I dream about going to a vacation because I'm not happy where I am. Whereas here, you know, you have this, you know, beautiful connection with nature, and you can just be happy and in the present moment. So, and you know, it's interesting what you said as well, how your flow of lifestyle almost in some way is a connection with your art. And that's what I've noticed, and what we're going to see in the art today is this kind of free-flowing expression of, you know, for me, kind of coming from a more kind of conservative classical music study of this has to be like this, and you know, write it with a ruler and neat. Here we're just allowing nature to take its course and just be free with the movement, and not to be so in the mind but more in the heart.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. When I quote a bit my French master, Gary Girondi, still alive and good friend of mine, living right now in Bora Bora, where he was successful, has a beautiful mansion there. And all the time when we did stuff together, he said, "Il faut vider le cigare," you know, in French.
What does that mean?
It means like the cigar is what you have, your head, you know. You have to download what you have, you know, in your memory board here, you know. So lay it out, speak it out, and that is important. You don't have to think too much. You just let go, and of course, in my paintings, a lot of things happen, or you see. As an example, I love elephants a lot, but there are no elephants around, you know. I think there are maybe 10 years I've seen my last elephant. So I draw cat and horses, what really is in my life existed. So you see women, also it's because I admire and love women. If I would love men, you would see a lot of men. I like them, but they are not really the main attracting feature. So a lot of things. It's my world. It's the beach life. It's the vibe that we are privileged to see nature at its best, and the colors, the ocean, the wind. All this comes out, and maybe also the good vibes, because also love and feelings. I feel living somewhere a bit off the grid also means, I mean, I have no TV, I have no stuff like this. I have my music, I have my books. So there's a lot of space and freedom that really helps us to grow and develop ourselves. Because I'm not doing, I don't know, video games and stuff like this, that just to get rid of my spare time, you know. A lot of people need these kind of hobbies because if they do not have them, well, what are they doing, you know? Hanging out in the bars and watching football and all this. But if you invest this time in your own growth and doing, even have fun doing it,
Beautiful.
great, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So again, about coming back to the body and just feeling free and enjoying life, not being so stuck in the mind. So I think with that, I think that's a good introduction. I think let's take a tour of the house. We'll begin. Oh wow, we get to we're at 11 minutes. I just wanted to share here Stefan's view that we've been admiring here is this area is called Garza. This bay is Garza Bay, and there's a beautiful beach here, and further up is where is Nosara, Guiones, about 15 minutes drive away. That's more the downtown area. And so here is Stefan's home and his art gallery as well. We have maybe the first painting on our tour, on our visit.
Maybe take the photo.
Yeah. There we go. I think. Okay, no, I'll walk with my glass. How is this looking over here? Yeah. Okay. So again, you can see the kind of colors, the free-flowing expression. Some art books over here. More art over there. A piece of art on every wall.
As you mentioned, it has become not just where I live, it's also where I expose. It's my gallery. I call this house Via Matisse, because Henri Matisse used to be maybe the first inspiration as a painter with his decorative, aesthetically very well done work. And also he is artistically spoken a womanizer that brings out maybe the best drawn women of the century, you know. So that and also he is more about the colors. He has these unbroken, strong colors, and he is a Mediterranean painter with France and you know, Costa and all this.
Yeah, I see exactly. That's the. You know, I feel it feels like Matisse is one of your biggest inspirations.
Yeah,
of course. Of course, it's your own.
It's where I, let's say, even come from. But then sometimes also I feel I have these two souls in my body, which I also have this rather wild side, which I call the Jean-Michel Basquiat, virus, so to say. If you see a painting like this was rather graffiti style. Even if when you see the little tattoos I have, this is the Basquiat crown I usually have also in my paintings, because this Afro-American young painter that died so early, she had this wild side where he's throwing paints and figures, and he was so productive, a genius. So it really attracted me a lot. So, but it's not this beautifully, aesthetically perfect, decorative work. It is more you see it maybe even here, these figures with that.
This one says Basquiat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but then out of all this inspiration, there is a time then you have to find out what is your thing, where do I come in? You know,
Yeah.
you are not, you cannot be a copycat for the rest of your life. You then, whether it's music or art, there should be emerging then your own signature, where you feel comfortable, which of course is not something that is a static thing. It's a progress, and even in a certain mood, I feel myself when I'm in a little bit different mood. There is more black, more dark color. Right now I'm rather in a good mood, so there are these no black. It's just maybe soft colors, harmony. So this has to do with the way I feel, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, and we can see we have been in the room of comfort because we're in the bedroom, and we were talking about the comfort and the discomfort, which is another interesting conversation. I'm moving through here. We have a lot of painting, some more maybe work in progress, and this wall has some very big pieces. Maybe I can see if the shot is good here. Yeah, we have here up at the top. There's one.
You see here that in 2021 I have started, mostly I do series. I started a series called Le Choix de Vivre. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4 out of this series. And it was for me very successful because out of this series I sold more than half of it. So I feel now this is what I have left, but I have sold I think 6 large paintings, and also I felt that it's easier for me to paint large than small, because here when it is maybe a bit overall, but if you take like this, I can do this flow and paint. And I'm not so really good in really doing little things, and it gets complicated. But having a flow of this is the ideal size for me to do things. And maybe to say here that from the planning, that was my, I call it atelier, my studio, where I wanted to do my work. But I missed up all the time with paint and oil and, you know, walking over it, going to the shower, and it really was, I had to build my own working place because it was more cleaning than working here, you know. So right now, this is my home, also, you know, kitchen and additional.
Oh, I love this one. This one's Nosara Magic, and you know, for me this was a special painting because when we arrived here in Nosara, I just rebranded my piano business to Piano Magic, and I just felt like I had this confirmation that I'm in the right place right now because Piano Magic is my new business and Nosara Magic is this painting, and it was just next to our room, and it's, you know, again a beautiful painting. This is the Joie de Vivre epoch, let's say. But then also I've noticed throughout your house you have more other works, like these kind of single color ones.
Also stuff, but also I felt it decorates my kitchen a bit.
Yeah. Some ones, and here's a beautiful little view we have out to the drive, which sometimes I see Stefan peeking when we come in, we drive in or something, and there's some noise, we're talking, and then Stefan says
the
hello.
refrigerator open and do some finger food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Beautiful.
there was this friend of yours that said, "Oh, this is really weird, you know, never seen a thing like this. Isn't it dangerous?" I said, "Oh, it is, but I mean, there are no babies around here, and usually I'm not too drunk, you know, when I stand here. I never felt there is a big risk in falling down, you know, but
no, we don't want to sanitize things. We don't want to think like everything has to be health and safety, that we have to have a barrier because somebody will die. In London,
the
in the UK,
insurance company would say, "Yeah,
yeah,
you need
architecture,
protection."
yeah. in London, this would not pass health and safety. You'd have a
Exactly.
paperwork that would say, you know, a signature and an important
reason,
name.
maybe, you know.
And this is why here we're almost thriving in this environment where we're not so stuck in a stagnant energy. We're more free to be expressive. It seems like that's what I feel in Nosara. I feel people are more.
You know, I should say this. I don't know who is listening now, but I think the municipality of this country does not even know that I exist. I've never had any person from the municipality or from whatever ministry here. Maybe I'm existing in certain files also, but the freedom also is that, and sometimes the less state, the better, you know. No one is really regulating what I do. I try to behave nicely and reasonable, but there's no one telling me, hey, do this, do that. And this freedom, this is also Nosara. You know, sometimes I feel it's a bit like a bubble of like-minded people that hang around. No one asks, where are you from? Well, you see that you maybe are not one born in Nosara, but the rest, no one really cares, you know. And that's also a good thing, you know.
International community.
Yeah,
People
people
from all over
that
the
like
world.
each other and have good vibe and want to contribute, but there is no obligation, you know. You have to, no, you like to, you know. It's lovely to meet you and share good moments, and I think that is maybe what we say. Let's keep Nosara weird. It has to be a little bit of on the wild side and freedom, and not a lot of rules and regulation. I think that is part of the ingredients that make it attractive.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, and that's what I've caught on to and what I've really fallen in love with is that, you know, coming from London where, you know, it's the UK and things are very regimented and, you know, in the city and have to be done in a certain way, and the complete contrast here I think is so liberating for my soul, for my spirit.
I don't know how long this will last, because there's not even, I think, there's not even a transit police, or there is there's really no real authority that is watching us, you know. So until now, it is Nicoya that is taking charge, and almost more than 50% of all the income comes from Nosara. But there's no one single guy from the administration being here. Just get the money, you know, and leave them alone.
Yeah, people are very entrepreneurial in the town, the tuk-tuks, you know, anyone that wants to open a business, there's so many places to eat, and everything is, so many surfing schools.
Yeah.
It's just the nice vibe, the nice people. I've connected with people doing cacao ceremonies and drumming circles and dancing and DJing, you know, everything like that. It's just people living, being alive.
But also, to be a bit critical, we have to say, it is a beautiful place, but it's not really Costa Rica. Maybe here we are in Garza, but if you go to Guiones, it's a cosmopolitan bubble where even if you get breakfast, it's written in dollar, and maybe even the waiter speaks English, and so it's a lot of foreigners creating their environment in a beautiful harmonic nature. And it's now Costa Rica, you know. But Guiones is very much something growing out of nothing, you know. There was just a finca, a big agriculture area. Now people have started to build it up, and here we are.
Yeah, of course. There's a strange, you know, atmosphere that it does feel like it's, you know, it's like if a lot of money just landed in a beautiful part of the world. Now, money from the whole world, from America, from Europe, rich people building rich condos, and they just want to be here in paradise. The climate is perfect, the nature is perfect, and just a lot of money being dumped into one area.
This is 2021. If you have been here 40 years ago, there were no big money. There was just maybe some Peace Corps people that wanted to be a bit away from urban areas, but there were a lot of people investing a little bit of money with their bakeries, with their coffee shop. And now, of course, as it has arrived to this stage, there are people, without naming them, the billionaires and the crypto money, successful guys. So this is what we call the bohos,
Bohemian, yeah.
These I have discovered it, and I hope they keep it,
Keep it like this.
the way it is.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Well, I mean, exactly. That's why we're here, and that's why it's so beautiful. Let's keep Nosara weird, as you said. So, should we keep on moving? I want to get.
Yeah, please.
We're going to get to
You're
the
running the
gallery.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to continue the move downstairs, and maybe, I'll let you go first.
Oh, okay.
And even painting something like the ladder, very creative. Here we go. And now we enter into downstairs. Here we go. Yeah. We enter into the downstairs now. And we are immediately greeted with artworks on all the walls. More works you can see in a similar kind of style.
Even we have some a little bit in hiding.
In hiding, a bit in the darkness here.
Those maybe don't see, but I put them a bit on hiding because they are sold already.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I see. Stefan, actually, it's a full-time job. You have to look for these. Look after the paintings and move them around. I see him moving things around and sometimes hanging something else. We had something else here before.
Yeah, it has also to do that we had Sunday this event where also Bordeaux with
on the piano.
Fantastic
Right.
job. So this was like an artist house visit or vernissage or whatever you may call it, exhibition. Some 20 people arrived. So I was hanging a bit the things also in a way that those that I would rather to find a new owner, put them in a bit prominent place.
Yeah.
But
I think the word I would use, I wonder if you would agree, is prolific. You're a prolific painter. You have so much work, so much, history. There's so many pieces. I think I know myself and my creative friends. We like to create, but then it's like one production a year or one production every couple of months or something. But for you, it's like, no, this is my job and I'm doing this every day, and I go to the atelier and I work.
Okay, thank you for this. But on the other hand, I humbly I have to say, during these a bit complicated times, the last 2 years, I also there was almost no tourism here. We also had this not a real lockdown, but we had a situation where in the year 2021 I had time where I had maybe for 2 months no visits. I had no Airbnb people for more than a year. So what I did, I worked a lot. I didn't hang out in the restaurants and bars and whatever. So it gave me also time to work, and I felt absolutely great. I could not say that it's the best time, but this pandemic, it really didn't really bother me too much. I never was so afraid of it, but let's say artistically, I was at that time not selling, but working. So a lot of these things have accumulated, and now when I maybe can have a show in San Jose or wherever, I have a lot of material from the last 2 years. So what you see on the walls here and here, this is all 2021 new stuff. But what I have upstairs is a lot what is not on the wall are like 2-3 years old. So I work usually as series, like you see part of this I call Matisse et moi. This is a series where I have dealt with this Matisse inspiration. I have a series which was Bellas Mujeres, where I have more portrait of women, and I have then also a series which I call my Garson or Nosarian friends, where it's a bit potpourri with a mix-up or graffiti of just figures that I carry around in my notebooks. I have hundreds of figures, and sometimes, like that is one of my latest works, which it's titled I Love Nosara, and I sold 2 or 3 of them, and that is also motivating then, do another one. And you see here I use the black to really bring out the colors. If you see other paintings, they're nice, but the black, even I don't like it so much, but the black brings this contrast. So let's say if you have a yellow and a red, but if you have the black, it really gives this coherence, this connection, and it is then a really an eye catcher, so to say. And the color is much stronger and the figures are much stronger with the black. That's why I sometimes go black, you know.
Yeah, like this one, for example, is also the black is a bit unusual in it almost.
Yeah, it's an older one. Dance.
Or again, like this kind of style. Yeah, there's more paintings that that we could even try to get in the film.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So finally, we're going to follow Stefan to the atelier, which is where all of his beautiful creations are manufactured. Maybe I'll just show you this incredible view we have over here, out overlooking the valley to Garza. It's Stefan's home.
Tell me if I can help you, or it's okay?
Yeah, no, just let's keep going. Ah, yes, I love this. Oh, this is a new one. It's similar to Living in the Blue Zone.
Yeah, that's I had that somewhere else. So this is now an acrylic painting. Usually I use oil, and it is a little bit more resistant on the weather and moisture and all this.
Okay. Well, see, this is a painting I haven't seen yet. This is new, isn't it?
Well, more or less. It is a series I called Living in the Blue Zone.
Yes. Of which this is the
so I use the blue as a background.
Because it's a fact that in Costa Rica we live in the blue zone, so people live much longer. You know, we have this friend. I think he wouldn't be upset if I mentioned his name, Amilcar. And I thought he was like 30, 35 or something. And the other day he told me how old he was. He was 45. You don't look 45, you look like you're 30.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but even, you know, they say there exist like 5 blue zones in the world. Japan, Greece, Italy, one in California, and Nicoya, this Hawaii. And yeah, we have a lot of blue. We have the blue spirit. Even we have our supermarket is called Costa Blue. So blue, it's now also really it marks this territory a lot. And I used to have a horse, and sometimes going up to the mountain, and where there were no light, no electricity, and I was going on my horse, seeing some old guys, you know, I say old, maybe 20, 30 years older than myself, and they are just working. I said, oh, yeah, but really being active, and I said, well, what is he doing? You know, just making firewood or planting. So there are people really living an active lifestyle, and the blue zone is measured by the quantity of people over 100 years. And we have here plenty of people, 103, 105, you know, like this. So when people get that old, of course, maybe some time ago, science is starting to investigate how come, and how do they behave, what do they eat, where do they live, and so on. So I think maybe there are some ingredients that really have a big influence on how long we live. The longevity. It's measurable when you have a healthy but also harmonic lifestyle somewhere in a really beautiful and appealing environment. So yes, but this is my atelier.
Yeah.
Maybe it's worth mentioning. Sometimes I do also what I call art sessions. I just this morning I did one with a lovely lady,
Lovely
called
lady.
Ocean.
Yes.
And,
actually, maybe we can show. This is the work that Ocean
that
and
we did in
Stefan
the morning.
produced. This is from this morning.
So this happens like she was the main feature, She started. She said, I don't want any humans. Oh, usually I do women. No, I just want plants. Okay. She started with the plants, the blue. I did over here. So no plants. Then I allowed myself to do a chicken or at least, a beast to give a little bit of disharmony in this plant-based painting. But the more we did, the more I loved it, because it is really harmonic. It is not a lot of things in it as I do. So I do this. It's a bit like a brainstorming on painting. We do, and then I see what she does. I do. So we did this in this morning, and as she will take it and.
Oh, she will keep it.
Yeah, of course it's hers.
Oh wow! Ocean owns a Stefan Kuhn.
Yeah. Maybe in 100 years they will say, yes, how did you get the Kuhn? How much did you pay and so on. So, I got it. I did it. We did it together,
Wow.
But we signed it, myself and Ocean.
yeah.
So it's a collab, as I call it.
Yeah, it says in the bottom.
Now it has to dry a bit, but also these kind of works, it's not about money, It's fun, the process whilst doing it, and also the final product. It's not just about having the painting; it's also to be involved and really. Get into it, I think this is a fascinating thing, to really do something together. I loved it, and I've done it. Maybe that was maybe the number 10 session I did with various people. It's one of the maybe even the best I've done because I really love it. I would even have it on my walls, but it's now gone.
It's a version.
So yeah.
So maybe let's finish on the inside a little bit, and you can see how much materials is needed. You must have a subscription with the hardware shop.
Painting I redid a little bit. It was during an ayahuasca workshop we did in Louisville, and so I had there the shaman Ellie and the people and stuff like this. I did it together with a good German friend of mine, and I did 2 paintings. One was for her and this one was for me, and I have a connection. If I see myself, my horse that died recently, but also I have my cat, I have the music and things I adore, and nature, of course. So, and this is a similar thing here with a bit, there was recently someone, you're the one with the naked woman. I said, well, naked woman, naked plants, naked color, you name it.
naked.
I give it them, you know.
Yeah.
What I need is to be named like the one with the naked. But even I published some on Facebook, and they said not possible for nudity.
Really?
Yeah, that then they did not want to publish it. So-
Facebook. You got blocked by Facebook.
Oh, I felt okay. Maybe if I had a gun in my hand, they would say, "Oh, no
Yeah, gun
problem,
in your
you know."
hand is fine, but a penis never.
Oh, that is
Forbidden.
That's
Breast.
not possible.
Wow.
For me, it was a smile, you know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
comedic almost.
Yeah, I did a bit strange thing here. That is a painting of a woman, Jane, that said, I wanted to have commissioned a little bit of this, a little bit of that. My little dog, Ollie, the house, the bicycle. It was very difficult for me to bring this in small, even it has to be, this size because it goes over my furnishing. I did it, but I don't know whether I like it or not.
You think you enjoy more when it's your call?
I like to be free, express, do things. Sometimes I want to draw maybe an elephant, but then it's a horse, or or I want to do a fish, and it's a bird. It doesn't really matter to me because now it's a bird.
Yeah.
So that is also freedom, that no one tells you with the waterfall there and this and that. So then you do handicrafts, but if you express yourself with colors, it's nice, to be free.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I love, and I'm so grateful for this experience of living with you and having this time of yours, because I've learned so much from you, and I hope I can carry it on to teach more, because this way of being is rather viva. It's so liberating for someone. I think a lot of people in the West, in the city, are so like regimented, and they work in such a way, and then they're just so frustrated and angry because it's just so much like this.
Pleasure.
And now it's like, let the paint flow, let it be like this, I want to be happy. Your paintings to me feel like happiness.
Yes, just let it go, going with the flow, and not knowing exactly where to go and what to achieve. So it's just happening, and let it just be and let it go. I think that is a bit the mantra, so to say.
Exactly. And you've already said so many intelligent things today, and also spending time with you, said other things which it's almost like, okay, they're not going to be in this video, but you can feel the essence of what we're learning here is about the freedom of expression, and to, I think this message for me feels like it would resonate with a lot of people, because it's almost like you've broken through this barrier that people create of their art having to be in a certain way. So I think I'm just grateful.
Let's finish.
Yes.
Okay. You're a great guy. Thank you for this time, and let's go on.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye bye.